This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Nearly 1 week after Drug Enforcement Unit officers and their law enforcement partners seized some $2 million in drugs, police charged the man believed to be responsible for the crime in the magistrates' court this morning.
Our TV's Munnings was there for the arraignment.
Residents 38-year-old DeVar Dames of St. Albans Drive in the blue shirt, 40-year-old Randolph Mackey of Faith Gardens dressed in the white shirt, and 42-year-old Norris Neely of Misty Gardens dressed in the multicolored shirt were formally charged in Magistrates Court number 8 Tuesday morning for that July 31st $2 million drug seizure. Court papers allege the incident happened in waters between New Providence and Exuma sometime before 2 a.m. The trio pleaded not guilty to possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply, conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs with the intent to supply, importation of dangerous drugs, and conspiracy to import dangerous drugs. Now, once the charges were read, Magistrate Andrew Forbes informed the men that bail could not be granted due to the nature of 2 of the offenses. Therefore, the trio was remanded to Her Majesty's prisons until November 26th for the start of a trial. TV's Munnings, ZNS Network News.
A judge has ordered that illegally blind convicted murderer Duke Smith be released from prison following a pre-sentencing exercise, resentencing rather. During today's proceedings, Senior Justice John Isaacs sentenced Smith to the 36 years and 6 months he's already spent in prison, noting that Smith has lost sight in both of his eyes and can no longer be considered a danger to society. He also said he hopes social services will be able to house Smith moving forward. 60-year-old Smith was initially sentenced to death for killing Granville Dorset back in 1977. However, the sentence was commuted due to a landmark ruling from the Privy Council, which determined that the mandatory death penalty is unconstitutional. Attorney Calvin Seymour represented Smith. Jury selection taking place today in the John Deere murder trial. 28-year-old Deere is accused of killing 65-year-old Haitian national Alice Santillam on Eleuthera back in 2011. The victim's badly decomposed body was found stuffed in a barrel in bushes after a resident reported smelling a foul odor. It's alleged that Deere intentionally and unlawfully caused Santillam's death between Saturday, January 15th and Wednesday, January 19th of 2011. Ramona Farquharson Seymour is defending Deere. Justice Vera Watkins is presiding over the case. A Queen's counsel from the law firm Lennox Patton will spend some time on the bench. Chambers and Partners describes him as an assuredly high-quality lawyer who deals with the most substantial cases, and today Brian Sims QC was sworn in as an acting justice of the Supreme Court. Her Excellency Governor General Dame Marguerite Pindling and Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett were both on hand as the skilled litigator was sworn in as a justice of the civil jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The temporary appointment is consistent with Attorney General Alison Maynard Gibson's Swift Justice Initiative, meant to assist in decreasing the years-long case backlog affecting our courts.
With the new school year set to start soon, educational officials are confident that repairs to some 160 public schools will be completed on time. Education Minister the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald noted that contractors are working diligently to meet their completion dates.
We have mobilized the contractors. Some of them we are already gone into our second payment with them. So we're satisfied that the work will be completed in time. We have about $7 million worth of work throughout the country, and the contractors have been moving at a relatively good pace. We're able to mobilize some of them very early, and some of them we only mobilized recently, but we're satisfied that within the next 3 weeks we will be completing those works and doing the painting touch-up for the last week of school, and so everything's on schedule.
Well, the Democratic National Alliance is calling on government to inform the public on the controversy regarding Renwood Wells reportedly signing a more than $600 million letter of intent with Stellar Waste to Energy on July 4th, an action which the Minister of Works, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, says he had no authority to do.
Now today, the DNA leader Branville McCartney, along with his deputy Chris Mortimer, while admonishing the government to move post-haste on energy reform, also asked for accountability and transparency in the Wells matter.
You're calling on the Prime Minister to come clean. to come clean and explain to the Bahamian people what transpired. If indeed the Prime Minister indicated that Mr. Wells ought to resign, well, why hasn't he resigned? Why, as the leader of the country, you publicly indicated that you were going to ask Mr. Renwood Wells to resign, and to date, that has not happened.
Now, the DNA leaders also commented on the November 6th referendum on gender equality, saying that the time frame on the government's education campaign on that referendum, gaming, and value-added tax is too short for the electorate to digest. McCartney made this plea.
I am asking this government to get it right, because it has been known by this government to get it completely wrong. We need to make it simple. Be careful of the word gender in the words used for this referendum. Be careful, because from a legal point of view, that can mean quite a number of other things.
The police basketball camp closes out. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.